It's recording.
Oh, all right.
Oh, I gotta change the view. Uh, I don't know what this is, but that's not what I wanted. This is Fireside Chats with the Sanfani brothers.
Oh yeah, we can make our own little thing in the background.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh no, they're putting me in the fire.
Wait, what just happened? You switched us.
Okay, I don't know how to switch it back.
You just the same way you did it.
Oh, there it is.
There you
So
go.
is this good? Am I side by side on yours?
Yeah,
Or because on mine you're above me.
side by side on yours. You just said because I set it to gallery, or you could do full screen or speaker.
There we
You do
go.
this. You do the speaker one.
There we go. I'm brain dead. I'm not even smoking any weed.
You even feel like doing this?
There we go. All right. Got all my cameras turned on. Oh, sorry, the cats were being assholes.
Oh, were they now?
Yeah, the one likes to be held, but he put his claws into my chest. And
So now you got cat scratches on your boobs.
yeah. And it's weird when I close my eyes, I can hear for miles and I can feel the tremors under the earth and I'm starting to grow a tail. And
And anything that goes by, you just want to like pounce on. You're turning into
dogs are assholes, man.
Yeah, you're turning into a cat, David. I'm sorry
I
to say.
think that's what's happening. And I'm not gonna fight it.
You're gonna be one big cat. I'm gonna call you Garfield. Feed you lasagna.
What was the name of the
I'm,
cat from
I'm gonna
Five O
take
Goes
I'm gonna
West?
take your name. The cat from Fievel Goes West.
Yeah.
Oh, Dom DeLuise's character. I can't remember. Tiger. Yeah.
He's a good one.
Yeah, he was a good one.
He was a
Those
good
other
one.
cats sucked.
Top top four cats. Top four cats in cinema.
Oh, Tiger is definitely up there.
Tiger,
And then you got Garfield,
Garfield.
voiced by Bill Murray.
Yeah, specifically that Garfield.
Um,
Sylvester from
the Toon Squad.
what was that show called? Sylvester.
He
Was
was
it just called Sylvester and Tweety?
oh, so well they had Sylvester and Tweety Mysteries, but yeah, it was just that was it's an old school cartoon, part of the Looney Tunes bunch. But he was an integral part of the Toon Squad in Space Jam.
Yep.
I'm talking about the old Space Jam, not this new LeBron bullshit.
Did you see the new one?
No, I don't care to.
It was Ready Player One.
It's what from the preview I could tell that I don't want that. I don't want Ready Player One. Ready Player One is already Ready Player One.
And it
No,
didn't have like I'm pretty sure LeBron's wife wasn't actually in it. They got like an actress and just some kids to play his kids.
because weren't Jordan's kids actually into the original? Those are his kids.
Well, I know in the beginning it wasn't actually his dad. So they do use like fake, they do Hollywood, the original Space Jam too, but
Well, no, it wasn't his dad. His dad died.
it wasn't worth it. They should have made the new Space Jam should have been with Kevin Durant.
They should have done Ron Artest. I'm just kidding.
Okay, okay, we're just gonna keep it rolling. Did you watch that documentary?
Yes.
Malice at the Palace.
Palace of the Malice. Yeah, I watched that.
We
Yeah,
lived.
man, we were
We
there.
grew
We
up
lived
right down
there.
the street from the Palace. The Palace
Almost.
of Detroit, Michigan.
The Palace of Auburn Hills. You mean? Yeah, it's not there anymore. They
That
tore it down.
so going into that movie, I would say the first 30 minutes of it, I was like, oh, this is just a fluff piece for the Indiana Pacers. I was kind of annoyed. I was like, this is bullshit. They're gonna totally talk shit about the Pistons. They're
No.
gonna, and then an hour into it, I was like, oh, this is something completely different. And they had Ben Wallace in it, but they didn't have any of the other Pistons. Like they didn't have Rashid's take, they didn't have Rip Hamilton's take. So it was all about the Pacers. But all in all, I thought that movie was fantastic because everybody was so honest. Like I don't remember Ron Artest leaving that season. I completely forgot that. I thought he played with them for one more year after that, but he went straight out of Indiana. And Jermaine O'Neal. Also, I didn't know Jermaine O'Neal was their center. I remembered all this. Like that dude is a lot taller than I remember. Him calling out Ron Artest for moving after that season and demanding a trade, essentially going, "What the man?" I loved that. I thought that was the realest part of that whole documentary is those dudes calling out Ron Artest for leaving after that year,
Yeah.
after they had his back through it all.
Yeah, I don't know. Really, I mean, those Detroit fans were ridiculous. They shouldn't have. Those Detroit fans are the real assholes of the whole thing. And I can see where the NBA is coming from a business standpoint. They don't want to alienate their fans, but it was a different time though. It was in the mid 2000s, now I don't think they'd have a problem doing that.
And they brought that one fan into the documentary.
God, yeah, that's
and I love the line
typical...
that said that if Jermaine, or was it Reggie, if they didn't slip, that guy would be dead.
Yeah, seriously.
Jermaine like runs to and he slips.
He should be. No, I'm sorry. That he is like the quintessential suburban Detroit suburban asshole. Like that, those type of people, like I've grown up with, I've dealt with my whole life. You have to. They've got all this money. They're and they forget like and most of them where their family came from. Comes from a war-torn country. I'm not going to say where, but they got it made here and they just act like complete assholes, so it's ridiculous. And their parents had fought tooth and nail to get them here. It's just like, have a little respect for the people around you, so and they don't. So so people got a good glimpse at what Detroit was like back then. Or the suburbs, I should say, were like back then.
I think it's hilarious how they just straight up call the players thugs after it happened.
Oh yeah.
Like it was 100% their fault. Like they grew up, they joined the NBA, and now they're here to beat the shit out of the fans. It's like,
and the Auburn Hills police didn't do anything to protect the players on Indiana.
Well, that's Michigan for you.
Yeah.
Like what's that that same shit happened with NWA when they played Kobo. No one protected them. There's Michigan has always been the forefront of northern racism. It mirrors the South in a lot of ways, which is wild because I mean, not most northern cities had their aggression towards black men. Chicago, New York, but Detroit was spectacular in its own
Detroit,
right.
Detroit's one of the most segregated places in the country. It still is. It was 10 years ago and it still is, I think, my opinion.
If you ever have a
But
chance to drive down Jefferson and Alter, if you're ever
yeah,
in Detroit performing or visiting, or you're there to catch a Pistons game at their new stadium downtown,
or
I
Red Wings
recommend
game.
driving down Jefferson and Alter and looking on one side of the city, which is Detroit, at abandoned, burned down homes, and then the other side, which is Grosse Pointe Village, which is these giant brownstone homes that are they've been there since the turn of the century, and they you can see the complete separation of two different governments, like two different cities, and how they ran financially and separated themselves from Detroit and completely abandoned the city.
Yep, it is what it is. So, well, anyways, how are things over in Austin?
So they started putting all the Mexicans in one part of the town, and they no, it's it's going it's you know, I've been here now for almost over half a year,
Okay,
and the barbecue has lost its excitement.
yeah, I bet.
The weather is finally cooling down. We're through this hellscape summer of just 100-degree days for months on end.
Now, I want to ask you something about the weather. Do you think that's why Tim Dillon is leaving Austin?
Yeah, as someone
Big,
as fat as Tim Dillon, it's probably really hard for him to get comfortable
Mhm.
without boiling the fat inside of his body to where he feels like a piece of fried chicken. He probably needs to be in more northern climates to keep his fat cool and chilled like ice cream. Um, that's how he stays so stable. So that's probably the
But
first
he's
reason why he
moving to
left. The
but he's moving to
second reason
LA.
why he left is Joe Rogan is pussyfooting around opening this club, and no one has any idea what's happening.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That's see, I'm here in, Michigan. I don't know anything about anything. And I'm not even a comedian, so that doesn't even pertain to me. So it's funny. That was the funniest thing where I'm hanging out with you and your friends at Barrels and Amps, and everyone, oh, are you a comedian? I'm like, why do I look funny to you? Do I look like I'm funny? I kind of got into that Joe Pesci mode, like, what's so funny about me? How am I funny? You know, like I'm not a comedian. I have to tell people that.
It's extraordinarily actually how unfunny you are, to the
Yeah,
point where you actually become funnier than most.
yeah, that's I don't even try. That's the thing. So yeah,
Yeah, that barrels and amp show, that was fun. That was a long time ago
that
too.
was in April,
It was so long ago,
years ago.
years
In
ago.
April. Yeah.
So
So
you messaged me last night.
yeah, what did I send you again? I was a little stone. See, you in Texas, this is what I'm about to do here in Michigan is considered a felony. You can go to prison for.
Yeah. What he's doing there is actually against not just laws, but my Lord and Savior God, Jesus Christ.
And we don't believe in the Lord Jesus up here. We believe in the trees and the sun.
Yeah, here in Texas, it's
I'm just kidding.
you the first week you move here, they make you get a tattoo of Jesus on your left thigh. That he's staring at you whenever you think about being lustful.
Yeah, that's a good way. That's good. So
But Adam, you sent me this, and I didn't do any research to see if this was real or not. But is it
Oh,
flipped? Can you read that, or is that backwards?
Yeah, in 2005, a South African man, Marius Ellis, adopted a baby hippo after rescuing it from the river. 6 years later, after bonding between the two, the hippo dragged the man into a river and killed him or something. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it said it ate him, but it didn't eat him. Hippos don't eat meat. Hippos are vegetarians, but
So it just killed him.
they so I looked it up a long time ago. Hippos are like some of the most dangerous animals on this planet.
You know what this reminded me of is there was
I just thought that was funny.
yeah, it's like this guy saves a hippo, and then years later the hippo betrays him.
Doesn't betray him. It does what a hippo
Betrayed him.
does.
It
It
betrayed him.
does what a hippo does and kills him. Hippos are
Well,
fucking killers. You remember that scene from Congo?
I did some digging
Yeah.
to find out if this story was true, and apparently
I thought you said you didn't.
story. This is the story
Eh.
that inspired
Did
George
you just
Lucas.
do the digging right now?
This is the story that inspired George Lucas to write Obi-Wan and Anakin's parts. Anakin is based off the hippo,
Oh,
and Qui-Gon is based off the guy that dies. And Obi-Wan is based off of us, the objective observer of the tweet.
you can't just say like I didn't do any research to see if this is true, and then all of a sudden you're like, I did research, and
How do you think I graduated
that's
high
how
school?
that's
How
how
do you
George that's
how
how
do you think I
George
graduated high
Lucas
school?
was inspired by Star Wars.
They let me leave high school because they didn't want to deal with stories like that anymore. Like, here's a D minus, goodbye.
No, you graduated high school because you actually did good at the end. So, and you were a hell of a singer. You got a voice of an angel.
That's not true.
You sang the national anthem. That's not true. You sang the national anthem at your graduation.
I did do that. You know, I regret
With
that
four
though,
others.
because if you know what that song stands for.
Yeah, we should have taken a knee.
Speaking of taking knees, do you think Colin Kaepernick would have taken a knee if he was at Woodstock?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jimmy would be up there shredding.
Colin,
left-handed.
yeah, he's left-handed. Yeah, get that right. No, yeah, I think Colin would have taken a knee because he would have been strung out on acid, not knowing what the hell he's doing. He'd have been throwing up. He would have been on both knees throwing up because he'd been so strung out on acid. So now, do you think if Colin Kaepernick was at Woodstock '99, do you think he would have taken a knee during Limp Bizkit's Break Stuff?
If Jimi Hendrix were at the Colin Kaepernick Super Bowl game where the power went out, do you think he would have been like, wow, I wish I died 34 years ago? This is not worth being alive. People don't even remember me. They haven't listened to my new album, Purple Jesus.
Purple Jesus.
Yeah, Jimmy goes through a weird phase where he just copies everything Prince is doing.
Yeah, I think he wish he would have died.
Yeah.
It's probably a good thing he did. He was good. He was a good guitarist.
You know that they say without Colin Kaepernick and Jimi Hendrix, we wouldn't have had Trent Dilfer. And Trent Dilfer is the reason why we're all still here.
Is that the guy that you were talking about on the other podcast?
I don't know what you're talking about. This is the only podcast I've ever done.
Oh, okay. I thought you were on. I thought that wasn't you. That was that other guy that looks like you.
Oh yeah.
That celebrity
Alfred
guy.
Molina.
Yeah. I saw him in that movie, Spider-Man
2.
2, the new one.
He took that part right from me.
So you're the real Dr. Octopus.
Do you
Just
know,
call yourself what instead of calling yourself Doc Ock, just call yourself Doc Puss.
well, speaking of Doc Puss, I put the hashtag Doc Ock on a photo I had of Doc Ock. And I realized that the shorthand of Dr. Octopus, Doc Ock, the hashtag is actually just do cock. So I was like, yeah, this is I don't want these people seeing my photos. So I did the whole Dr. Octopus. I didn't shorthand it because hashtag do cock was not what I wanted on my Insta.
Yeah, who's what kind of friends are you making now on Instagram?
How do you do cock? Is it like a dance?
So. Anyways, yeah, so we're like just waking up.
Yeah, this is
We
a
both,
train wreck.
we both look like we just woke up. I'm so tired. I've had a long week. I'm not gonna get into details, but I told you over the phone, But the good news is because of the extra work that we'll be doing, I did get a dollar 50 raise, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Is that just is that forever? Or
Yeah.
just oh okay. Wow.
Anytime I get a raise, it's permanent. So I haven't like lost money since I started working for that new company. So
Is that because you have to pick up the slack?
no, not picking up any slack. Just they're gonna put a few more. We're just gonna have a couple more responsibilities plus everything that we already do.
Is this raised like a morale booster?
Morel mushrooms, like a morel mushroom
Moral,
booster.
is that the wrong? Did I say it the wrong way?
Morale, is that what you're trying to say?
Moral booster, morale booster,
Morals.
morale. Is that the right word?
Morale. Morale is what you're trying to say. Maybe, I don't know. Doesn't matter.
If that's the case, I would say
I already had pretty good morale.
I would make a list of people you're not fans of, and then slowly get them to, and then maybe they keep giving you raises.
No, no, let's not talk about that. Anyways.
I haven't been given a raise for my stand-up yet. No one's been like, hey, you're doing good, here's a raise. There's no boss in stand-up comedy.
You're your own boss. You got to do the work yourself.
So what I'm doing is I'm firing myself and I'm rehiring a new person to do everything I've been doing.
Oh, okay. Who's that? Who are you gonna hire to do that?
Sammy Sosa.
Sammy Sosa.
He's desperate for work. He still wants to be in the spotlight.
So you're just gonna write jokes and he's gonna perform them?
Exactly.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, I think that would work.
I think so. It's my brainchild, my little Sammy's.
Sammy Sosa. What got him? Because like I remember like all those baseball players like Mark McGuire, Barry Bonds, they were all like killing it back then. Remember we had all their cards and stuff.
Mhm.
Like in the mid 2000s, we went from trading Pokemon cards to trading those Topps baseball cards, and some of them, I had that Mark McGuire card that was worth like $100 at one point, and now it ain't worth shit. But I still have it. I have that, and of course my Charizard card that I lost is worth way more. So yeah, it is what it is. But what was I gonna
Did
say?
you ever find out who took those cards?
No, if I would have found out, we'd have them back.
That's a shame.
But anyways, yeah, Sammy Sosa, what got him canceled? I can't remember. I remember like, was it? Oh, I remember what it was. Cork bat. He was using a cork bat, which they use in practice. And he broke his bat, and they're like, "There's cork in this bat."
Have you seen him lately?
No,
Oh, wow. So you don't know.
no,
He has been bleaching his skin. That's what he looks like now.
that's not him.
That's 100% Sammy Sosa right there. That's him now. He's been bleaching his skin.
That's not him.
100%.
That's not him. That's
100%.
That's like,
Now this
that's a
article
Hispanic
says,
guy.
no, this is Sammy Sosa. The 100%.
No,
Yes. Sammy
not the same.
Sosa's been bleaching his sins since retirement. And there is a reason behind it. Okay, so what happened was that I had been using the cream. He's been using this cream for a long time that he says combined with bright TV lights made his face look whiter than it really is.
UV lights or TV lights?
He says, I'm not racist. I live my life happily. Okay, well, who says that racist? Apparently racist can't be happy, Sammy Sosa. Okay.
Well, I mean, if you're racist, that you got something wrong with you. You
Yeah,
got
but
some
you
sort of
don't know that there's
insecurity.
something wrong with you. You're a piece of shit and you're gleefully going through the world thinking that Asians are stealing. Like they can still be happy. It doesn't mean they're a good person. It's just
I,
happiness is relative to their ignorance.
I guess that's true. Good words. Happiness is relative to your ignorance.
It's true.
Remember when gay used to mean happy?
Yeah. Remember when gay used to mean sucking another man's penis? That's going to be people 100 years from now when gay
What's-
means something else.
What's gay gonna mean in 100 years?
I don't know, but isn't it weird that all the words describing homosexuals have different meanings? Like they mean this, but they also mean that. Like, oh, they
Uh,
used to mean this, but now they mean that.
Oh, like the F word, you know, how many times that thing's been changed.
Yeah. It's very interesting. Like there's no words that describe like the taste of an apple that also used to mean the taste of a person's asshole, you know. Like, it's like this is delicious. Oh, you're gross.
That's good.
Language is weird.
It's important though. Man, I'm so tired. How about you? I'm
I
exhausted.
I chugged a bunch of coffee right before this and it did the opposite. I have to perform tonight at Sunset Strip.
Oh yeah, it's your big performance night. I'm going to see a performance of my own of myself. I mean,
Who are you seeing?
Go. I'm seeing Andrew Schultz.
Is that tonight?
That's tonight.
Is it
His-
really?
The infamous tour. Yep, going with
Oh shit. So you're
some
gonna see
buddies.
a comedian I know out here.
Oh, who?
So Asan is my roommate.
Oh
and
yeah.
His old roommate back in LA, Derek Poston,
Hmm.
is living here in Austin now, but he is on the tour with Andrew Schultz.
Oh, cool.
So they've been going all over the country, the South, and now I guess they'll be in Michigan this weekend and tonight. So you'll be seeing dude I ate pad thai with a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
And
okay.
he is a absolute killer. He is absolutely incredible at stand-up comedy.
Okay, so if I were to walk up to him and be like, I'm David's brother, he'd know who you were.
Absolutely.
What's his name again?
Derek Poston.
Derek Post?
On
Poston?
Poston.
Post Derek Poston? Did I get it right that time?
Yes.
Shout out Derek Poston. I'm about to see you tonight.
You don't need it, but
I paid for some of your salary tonight, so
that's
better
true.
do good. Those tickets were expensive. We're like row H, which is like not that far back, so about to get roasted by Andrew Schultz tonight.
Good. You could use some humbling.
Okay.
You've been
The
on a
fuck's that
tear.
supposed
You've been on a tear lately, man.
What do you mean?
Life's been too good to you.
Oh yeah, it's been
You-
great.
You need to be humbled a little
It's been very good to me
bit.
as of lately.
Can you hear that siren?
Yeah, I can hear the siren. What
Yeah,
the
it's
hell's
coming-
going on out there?
It's coming for you because of how roasted you got tonight. It's leaving Austin now because it knows by the time it gets to Detroit, you'll be on fire.
Okay. Oh, so it's a fire truck?
Nope, it's not going to put it out. It's just there to heal the burns. They're bringing a bunch of lotion
Lotion?
and
Okay.
ice.
I've worked in a restaurant before, been a cook. I know how to burn. I know what a burn is. I know how to handle it.
You've had a job?
I've had many jobs and I have a job now, actually. I never lost my job, unlike a lot of people during the pandemic who had the wrong job. That's my opinion. If you got laid off during the pandemic, you had the wrong job. And if you're still laid off, well, I don't know what to tell you.
What if
Job. There's plenty of them.
what if you don't want to go back to work? Like to all the people who don't want to go back, what do you say to them?
Then start trading stocks like you.
Yeah, but that's like horribly like I got lucky.
Eh,
And in the
you can,
last 5 months, I have made no money in the stock market. In fact, I've lost money. So,
oh,
like, that advice to give to someone is horrible, in my opinion, because I just got extremely lucky last Christmas. And yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't think that's a good option for people personally. If you have some money that you can invest, but like, don't make that your job.
well then get a job. Get a job. I don't know what else to tell you.
Well, what do you say to someone that doesn't have that? Like they've been paid by the government for the last 18 months to sit
Mhm.
around and just do themselves, and now they have to go work for someone else's dream. How do you convince someone to do that?
Well, if they don't want to do that, then start your own dream. Do your own thing. There's a lot of services that are needed out there. You don't figure it out. I don't know. I'm not like an expert. I've always worked for other people, and I've had a few like side gigs where I've done things for myself, but I've always made more money and been lucky to, I'm a hard worker and I can get it done. I've been promoted in every job I've ever had. So if you're, if you're a hard worker, then things will pay off, even if you do go work for someone else, you know, and I've been taken advantage of. I've worked for companies that have worked me to the bone and you quit. You go find something else and you quit that. And if that doesn't treat you well, hey, you quit that too. There's always going to be something else. There's plenty of jobs out there. I'm just speaking from my experience, you know,
Now, what do you
wanna
say to people who can't find anyone to hire because no one's applying? Every place I see has windows that say now hiring.
pay your people more. That's all I can say.
Yeah, like I see these places that it really
Look at
infuriates me is
yourself.
that there's places that advertise that earn up to, and it's really like it's all in the language of how they say it. Earn up to $15 an hour. And then you go in there for that job and the job starts at 12.50.
Mhm.
And they're like, yeah, you can earn up to 15 years from now. Like we'll give you a quarter raise every 6 months. So they're using the language
And
to trick
15
these people to come and take less money than they should be
and,
getting.
and $15 an hour isn't that much. It really isn't.
After taxes, it absolutely is not.
No.
But you can earn up to that much. But right when you get to 15, we're not giving you any more. We
Mhm.
told you can earn up to that much, not more than that. Because we're not going to give you more. And the minimum is still 7 nationwide.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I was on the verge of like homelessness, back in 2017 after quitting one job, trying something that I didn't like. I tried my hand in construction. Turns out I'm not built to be a construction worker. Okay. I'm a, I'm more of a brain person. So I had to like learn a whole new skill set, and what I do now. And I've been doing that for the last few years and it's paid off very well. So I've increased my income every year since 2017. because I took a risk and I've made some met some good people along the way. Lost some good people too, but that's a story for another day. Um, but yeah, that's all I can say. That's my advice to people is sometimes you gotta take a risk and learn something new. Don't be scared to learn something new. So,
Even at a really, really, really old age, you know? Our father went back to college when we were children,
and he dropped out.
and he didn't finish, but I sometimes think like, yo, if he would have just fucking followed through, sometimes you gotta just believe in yourself when all the hate is don't.
Maybe maybe if he didn't smoke so much crack, I think he would have been he would have been a lot
The
better
hell,
off. Yeah, it would have helped. But hey, teach their own.
I had a wild, speaking of smoking drugs, I haven't smoked any weed today.
Yeah.
I wanted to be clear for my performance tonight. But I still feel like I did. I still feel like I smoked some weed today. I feel,
Did you smoke last night?
yeah, of course.
Did you smoke the day before?
Of every day this week.
Then that's why you're still high. You've been high. You stayed high. You were born high.
That might be true.
You've been faded your whole life.
Yeah, see, in my family, we didn't address autism. We just we just thought I was different.
Well, I was the one on all the medicine, so
Yeah, and you got all the you they made
they
sure you
cured
were
me.
okay. They made sure all your mental needs were taken care of. And just because I was quiet, they thought I was okay.
But you weren't quiet though. You were the loudest. You were way louder than me.
But I would repeat shit. Do you remember that phase when I would just say one thing over and over and over again until it would
Yeah,
drive mom mad,
yeah,
and then I would laugh.
yeah. I made your nose bleed really bad one time
Oh
about
yeah, you
that.
had him punch me in the face.
Oh no, no. You know what you were doing? We were with Don at
Stepdad,
work, stepdad at work, and you
I
were
was
you
doing
were
this.
yeah you were flipping off the salespeople at the car lot we were parked
But
at.
I wasn't doing it out of hate. I was doing it because I thought it was funny
Yeah, and it
because they
was
couldn't see
funny.
me. I don't know.
No, they could see you though.
No,
You're just like,
no, I was
and
good about
I'm
it.
like, stop it, and then I smacked you in the nose and you bled everywhere.
Yeah, all over this used car.
That was funny. Not realizing like, damn, I should have just let you do your thing so you get in trouble, not me.
I
But I
just
thought we'd both get in trouble because anytime you got in trouble, I got in trouble.
well,
So
what does that tell you?
that life is unfair.
100%.
Oh, green room. Now you got a blue room.
I was seeing if that would help, and it really didn't.
That light over there is a color changing light too, but
I feel like I look fuzzy.
I don't have the remote for it. So, well, yeah, it's because you have a MacBook and not a ThinkPad.
Is that really why?
Yeah, MacBooks suck.
Thanks.
I
That's
don't
really great to hear after I just spent all this money on it and asking you an opinion on which camera to get or which computer to get.
know. Yeah, I'm sorry. Bad advice. You should have bought a ThinkPad. Excuse me. I'm just kidding. You look fine.
I want to smoke
That's
weed so bad right now.
that's why you're fuzzy. It's because you're fuzzing out from not smoking. That's why I'm so sharp and clear looking.
Yeah. I don't know. What were we just talking about?
We were talking about Panda Express. I had Panda Express today
Why do you do that to yourself?
because it feels good. It's just like what? What? It's good food. I love that sugar chicken. I love how Rick and Morty calls the sugar chicken, which it
That's all it
is.
is.
Yeah.
You know, I'm bigger than you, but that's because I eat good food, a lot of it, a lot of it.
I eat good food too. I usually do. That's just, just feeling lazy. Don't feel like making egg sandwiches for myself.
3 porterhouse steaks a day. I'm living well.
How much sausage should you eat this week?
This week, how much
Yeah.
sausage? That's none of your fucking business.
Okay. How much popcorn did you eat?
I don't eat popcorn anymore.
Yeah, you do. You saw you on that other podcast eating popcorn. Oh, that's right. That wasn't you.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm full of shit.
Yeah, I
Um,
saw it. I saw
but to
you
be
eating
fair,
popcorn.
that was Detroit's better made popcorn, caramel and cheese. Like I made an exception to bring that back.
Caramel and cheese popcorn.
Yeah, have you had that mix yet?
No, I can't find it anywhere.
What do you mean? It's in every fucking gas station in Detroit.
I've looked. It's not around.
The best one is who the fuck?
Was
Manny's
it?
Liquor. Manny's Liquor. I don't know if all of the Manny's Liquors in Michigan have them, but the one on DeQuinder by Beaumont
Quinter Beaumont.
has,
Yeah,
I think it's Cars.
hometown shit.
I think it's Cars.
Cars.
Kars makes a cheese popcorn mixed with caramel, and it's a clear bag. That is by far and away the best popcorn to ever be made.
Okay.
But no, I
Best
don't eat. But I don't eat popcorn.
popcorn ever to be made. How much P. Terry's or Whataburger have you had?
Not in a while. Not since COVID.
Not since you got COVID.
Yeah, been eating clean.
Oh, you got COVID. I forgot about that.
Yeah, changed everything, man.
Did you so what happened? What symptoms did you get?
I
It's
have.
funny.
I
It's
have
funny
been.
because like people who get COVID, you always ask them like because you get all sorts of symptoms.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, which ones did you get? Oh, I got these. I got this, and this, and I didn't really get sick. What'd you get? Well, I almost died. I went in the hospital. Now I have scar tissue on my lung.
Mhm.
It's uh, it's like
Yeah,
it's
I'm still dealing with the three specific ailments that I got. I'm still dealing with them.
yeah. What'd you get?
I have a heightened sense of hearing. I
That's
have
cool.
belly button fuzz and enlargement of the penis. The weirdest thing, it just won't stop growing. It's the largest it's ever been,
That's cool. That's good.
and doctors say there's nothing they can do.
That's good. That's so COVID's been nothing but a blessing for you. The belly
Well,
button
the,
fuzz
the
you could do
issue is
without,
they
but
say it's not going to stop growing until all the skin on my body is penis.
some girls like that.
Well, it's gonna be unfortunate when I lose myself and just become a giant cock.
Well, I know girls that like that. We'll find you a wife. Don't worry.
It's it's hard out here, man. I should have got
Be a
vaccinated.
you could be a porn star. You kiss. Actually, that would be the funniest thing. When you become a giant cock, your comedy career is gonna blow up. Because you just go on stage and you're just like, I'm a dick, I'm a cock, I'm a cock, and people are gonna laugh at it. They'll be laughing at you, but hey, at least you'll be making their money because they're gonna pay to see you be a giant cock.
Like, you want to go see David Senafani? No, man, he's a dick.
Go see a giant dick. You'd be like, oh God, what's that character from Aqua Teen Hunger Force? Wongburger. Yeah, you don't know what I'm talking about. He's a
About.
giant his character's a giant penis. And his goal is that was one of the funniest episodes of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. He's like they go to this Chinese restaurant that's kind of like a fast food place. which in itself is a weird concept. And then they rip off the bottom of their soft drink so the drink falls out. And then it's like rip off the bottom to win. And he's like, Carl, the character Carl's like, tonight you will get your dick ripped off.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, it's the character, Wongberg. He's building his dick ship.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but I remember the ripping the bottom of the cup and Carl getting his dick ripped off.
Yeah.
That show,
The show made me lose IQ points, but I love it. My favorite.
sorry,
What are you doing? Are you buffing up?
I was stretching my shoulders.
Supposed to stretch before the podcast, David.
I didn't have time to prepare
Yeah, neither did I.
because the
Or
cat
we do a stretch hour. Stretch.
stretch.
Let's do stretch. Well, we're doing a video stretching. Anyways, so with the cat, so where'd you find these cats? Did you name them yet? You didn't, did you?
So Phil Garcia, I did his podcast last week.
Yeah.
Phil Garcia's lady friend, Allie, found them on the side of the road in a box. And she
Oh,
brought them over there. And then Justin Essenmacher, who's I also did his podcast last week. He lives with Phil. Phil lives with him. They live together. Fit Justin is allergic. If you believe this, Justin's allergic to cats.
is that the guy I talked to
Um,
about this podcast?
oh no, you. Oh yeah, I think it was. It was on his. Yeah, you're on his podcast at the end.
Oh, cool.
We call you to ask you what frosted tips were.
And I didn't answer because I was on the phone with my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. He was allergic to the cats, so I took them, and we'll see how long I have them. We'll see if we keep them. We're debating it. They're
How's your roommate feel about him?
he's allergic too, but he's been handling it. He says if we do keep one, we'll keep one of them. But they're brothers, so I don't know if I want to split them up. Yeah,
Yeah, but the thing with male cats, they, especially if they still have their balls, they will fight and get territorial.
they have balls.
Yeah. Have they been fighting?
You know, they like wrestle and stuff.
Okay.
They wrestle.
Yeah.
Cats do.
Yeah. Yeah. But cats do, they do bond to each other too. So if they've been together, you know, their whole life, then you might need to keep them together. Probably a good idea.
That's why I think instead
Yeah,
of splitting
damn,
them
dude.
up,
If
instead
I
of
had
splitting them up, we should just kill them both.
don't do that. If we didn't have a cat here, I would meet you in St. Louis and pick those two up myself.
Yeah, that's you'd be alone in St. Louis because I'm not driving that far for these stupid cats. I'd mail them to you. Give them a couple cat quaaludes and then just ship them to you. By the time the drugs wear off, they'll wake up in Michigan. I'll poke some holes in the box. You know, here's the thing about animals that aren't humans. Why? Why and what?
What?
Why are they? And what are we not killing them all for?
We are. Do you know
Good.
what kill shelters are? Do you know what PETA's doing?
Well, that's the
PETA
thing is we were going to bring them to a shelter, and the shelter is like, if we don't find these guys a home in 72 hours, we shoot them in the face with a gun. And I was like, oh my God, I love Texas, man. They straight to the point, bro. So that's that's why they're in my house, because I started to feel something inside of my soul that said maybe I should give these cats a second chance. And in giving them a second chance, they get kitty litter all over my floor. They knock a cake off my counter.
Oh yeah.
They bite me. They claw my chest.
I feel like they
I'm-
cross the line when they knock the cake over.
You know, the cake didn't look good. I honestly bought the cake because it was an American flag, and I thought like that's a funny birthday cake.
Whose birthday was it?
Hassan's.
Aw,
And I also bought him cookies and milk. Luckily, the cats didn't get to the cookies. But yeah, I hear I'm like, what the fuck was that? And I open my door, and one cat is on the counter, the other's down below with the cake. And part of me was impressed. Part of me was proud of them. And then another part of me said, why? Why do you not like America or cakes? And the cat said, well, you got to understand, our species comes from Egypt, and we're part of the Gaddafi gang.
oh no.
And I'm like, you mean Gaddafi? And they're like, it's actually Gaddafi. And I'm like, well, this is gonna be a really rough relationship. So me and the cats aren't doing well.
Sorry to hear that.
To be fair, I constantly punch them in the face, and they don't seem to like that,
No, I
which
don't
is
think
weird because
anybody.
usually when I got punched in the face as a kid for doing stuff like this, I stopped doing those things. And you'd think the cats would start to behave like a human, and they don't.
I don't. I think you need like some lessons on how to raise animals.
I have a turtle who's doing just fine.
I thought that little fucker was being racist too.
Well, he's racist, but he's fine. He won't eat anything besides salmon fillets and sushi, and he's making me lose a lot of money. I'm going broke feeding this turtle, but
Are you
you know,
serious?
he sticks to himself. He does his thing.
Why don't you feed him fish?
Why don't I?
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, I
I
mean
just said I
like
feed him
live
salmon.
like live fish.
Oh, he'll hunt them, but they make the tank really dirty. So
Yeah.
I try to it's just the killing and everything. It's mucks the water up. One time I gave him 5 fish and he ate them in under a minute. All 5 of them. It was insane. I had never seen something hunt and swallow food so fast. It
I don't know. I've seen you go down, scarf down some food pretty quickly.
ha ha
Father like son.
ha
Just kidding. You know where mom and I are going. Mom and I are going out to dinner next week. We got we're going to Big Rock in
Oh yeah, it's
Birmingham.
closing down.
Yeah, goodbye, Big Rock.
That's where I had my 21st birthday.
Yep.
Oysters Rockefeller.
I know I've been there, but I don't remember ever going there. But I know I've been there before, like a few times.
It's a cool place. It's a shame.
What can you do? 40 years, end of an era.
You should treat yourself. If I were you, I would get a lot of food. Try all their good shit.
I'm gonna get a steak, probably.
Yeah.
No, I'll probably just get like some chicken strips or something.
Ray Nicholson would be disappointed.
Oh,
Don't order
RIP.
chicken fingers.
I'm gonna order chicken strips. Chicken
I
fingers.
hate to do this, but I have to go pee real quick. So I'll be really fast.
Well, we're gonna pause this.
Will it pause the recording?
Feeling
And
better?
we're back.
Feel better?
A lot better. Here's the thing about urination is if you don't do it, you start to go through this like weird struggle, where you like, should I just pee my pants? I almost peed right here in this seat,
No,
in this cup.
that would have been funny.
I just would have done it, and
That would have been funny, actually.
but I decided I'm no longer in my 20s. I need
Yeah.
to just stand up and go. Yeah.
Anyways,
The number one thing I learned when I was in nursing school, the number one thing I learned is that if you're having trouble urinating, this is true. I would never mislead you. If you're having trouble urinating, to pull on your pubic hair. So like
ow,
give it a little tug,
yeah,
and that will stimulate the bladder and help you pee.
okay. I'll remember that, but I've never had trouble peeing, so I don't know.
Well,
Except that one time when I had eaten a little too much salt, done a little too many drugs.
yeah,
By salt, I mean cocaine.
the weirdest drug to pee on is probably ketamine.
Well, ketamine wrecks your bladder. I know people who have had bladder problems because of too much ketamine, so
Ah.
don't do drugs, kids. Especially ketamine.
Wait, were we talking? We're not. Wasn't I going to say earlier about smoking? You said dad smoked crack, and then I said, yeah, did I mention it? I did DMT a couple nights ago.
No?
Yeah,
How'd that go? Where'd you go?
it was probably the best trip I've had on the substance.
Oh, that's cool. Where'd you go?
Um, it's hard to explain, man. Like it started with just geometric fractals spinning, which they always do for me. And then I was in this really long like room, like giant room, and then the letters that Allison Gray uses in all her paintings started falling down the floor towards me, like flying at me.
Mhm.
And then the room tilted up and it felt like I fell. And then I was in this like, it looked like energy creating life. And then that energy would go over here. And as it would fall down this way, it would slowly start to like decay
Mhm.
and then be sucked back up into the thing that was creating life. It almost looked like a splinter of DNA that was creating, but also using the same stuff it was creating as it decayed to create more stuff.
Okay. That's
And then
crazy.
at one point, I saw a spinning light spinning just really fast, bright, looked like fire. And then when it which this part sounds really weird. When it noticed that I was looking at it, it covered itself with a sheen of tiles. So as if I couldn't see the fire. And then when that happened, I was thrown sideways through a bunch of grids. And then slowly started to come back. I was seeing a lot of like what looked like zippers that were like eating light and then releasing darkness, but that was in synchronicity to with each other, almost like the snake eating its own tail.
Mhm.
And then the cats were cool to look at. The cats were really comforting. And that was pretty much it. But
Well,
the
that's
most
cool.
intense part was definitely having those tiles with the letters and stuff thrown at me because my brain thought like, oh, this is the code. Like they're telling you it, remember as much as you can. And you can't. You can't. You can't absorb it all. There's no way. It's happening so rapidly. But it was a good launch. It was a good fun time. It I'm very lucky in the sense that I never lose myself. Like I know a lot of people that have taken DMT or done psychedelics where they come back and they think they got some answer
Mhm.
or some truth and that is becomes their solidification for like who they are is the
Mhm.
trip, what they saw or what they experienced.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, it can be a bad thing if it's not relative to the actual plane of existence we live in.
It's kind of, I don't know why that's funny.
And then coming out of the DMT trip, I really realized like wherever we're at right now
Mhm,
is very stable.
mhm.
This is a very stable plane of existence. Like things are not chaotic here, or at least our brains are functioning at such a level that they have gotten rid of all of the fuzz.
Mhm.
Which then you got to think like, is this even a spiritual substance? Are we experiencing a spiritual event, or is it just our brains playing something for us using
Yeah.
all the chemicals in our body? Because I've been taking supplements and eating really well since I had COVID, and I think that had a lot to do with how vivid and intense and beautiful this DMT trip was, because I have positive reinforcement for that substance to work on. So I'm split between it actually being a spiritual thing or and just a drug that shows you colors and geometry.
Mhm.
It's I'm in the middle ground with that. I don't know what to believe. But yeah, my buddy who did it with me said he saw Bigfoot walking. So he thinks Bigfoot's real.
Well, I know a lot of people that see Bigfoot, and
Yeah.
they say like, yeah, like I know if I have a friend who said he had like a Bigfoot experience too, not through DMT, but through a meditation, very similar to a DMT trip. He said that there were two animals. He's like, one was Bigfoot and the other one was like this rat creature that was just like this like half human, half rat type creature.
How did
And he's like,
Bigfoot look?
and then Bigfoot, like regular Bigfoot, and he took his hand and they like went flying through the forest, like through the tree, like even going through the trees. And a lot of people say Bigfoot might be a extra dimensional
That's what
being.
that's what this dude said after he got back.
Hmm.
Is he thinks that Bigfoot is exactly that thing is what he said when he got out of the DMT trip.
Hmm.
So that's really interesting because I've never seen anything that resembles any living thing in the DMT trip.
Hmm.
I only see energy, shapes, imagery, code. I never see any specific living thing.
The one time I did it and like really blasted off, because I've done it a few times, but nothing like what you just experienced. I only experienced that like maybe one time, and I just realized I've watched too many cartoons as a kid, because like Wile E. Coyote on a motorcycle. That's what I saw on my DMT trip.
See, that's why I think
And,
it's so personal. It's
yeah,
curated to you.
I just remember, and also like with the beginning of the trip, I kept my eyes open because I was watching this disco ball that my friend had in his basement, and just watching the lights and listening to the music, and something told me like close your eyes, and I finally did. I closed them like this, and like this skull and crossbones came up, and they're like, no, 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 don't go that way, it's too dark that way. I'm like, okay. So light, I closed my eyes more light, like a little lighter, not like super tight.
Yes.
and and
I experienced that too.
yeah,
That if I closed my eyes harder, the trip became more dark and intense.
yeah.
But if I kept them lightly open, incredible. And I also found if I tilted my head this way,
Hmm.
the imagery on this side of the head in the left eye was really bright, where this would be dimmed on this side. So the flow of the blood from our carotids to our brain is affecting the psychoactiveness of the DMT. Like I did
Okay.
this during the trip, and the lighting of the fractals was changing. So that was really eye opening. Where I feel like it's just in our brain. I don't think we're actually going. I want to believe that it's interdimensional and that we're seeing something bigger than us, but I don't know, man.
I think it's
I think our
very,
brains are just spectacular fucking mechanisms.
I agree with that. Yeah, I think it's like you're going inside.
Inside
You,
makes more sense. Like
yeah, I don't think you're going anywhere.
I
That's
felt
why,
like I
that's why I
was
said, where'd you
flying through
go?
my
You
bloodstream.
know?
I felt like I was flying through my bloodstream and seeing my inner self
Yeah, it's
more
sweet.
than I was flying through space.
Quite literally your inner self.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly.
like the magic school bus, went inside your bloodstream.
Yes, it felt more like that than more external. And then with the whole dream state and stuff, like I heard something wild. I wish I could remember his name. He's an astronaut who spent many, many days on the International Space Station. And
Mhm.
he says that there are cosmic rays that when you're sleeping or you have your eyes closed, if they hit you, you see a flash of light
Mhm.
in your closed eye. You'll see a flash of light go by. And he says that for years, astronauts were experiencing this up there, but they weren't
Mhm.
saying anything because they were worried they were going to be taken off the duty, that they were looked at as like, oh, they're going crazy. So they were all keeping it to themselves until one astronaut finally was like, are you guys seeing these flashes of lights up there? And they were all like, yes, we are. And they all came together to discuss it. So if cosmic rays can make a flash of light through your eye,
Mhm.
so much so that it's affecting the viscous of the water to light up, and then your retina picks that up and sends the image to the brain. Like, is DMT like that? Makes me wonder because light affects the DMT trip, the light in the
Mhm.
room. Are we seeing the viscosity of our eyes creating the fractals in the images? Is the blood that flows through the eyelid what is making us see the imagery? Are these fractals and shapes actually happening to the cells in our blood and in our veins and creating this stuff that we see? And then our brain tries to give it imagery that is solidified with the world we were raised in. I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's crazy.
Because if that's the case with the cosmic rays, like we could be picking up on wavelengths in the psychoactive state where it's
Yeah.
like these energies are always flowing around us and exploding, coming out of Earth and coming from the sun. And then when you're in this DMT state, your eyes just pick up all of that energy where normally it's blocking it out.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I'm no scientist, but these are things I think about.
Well, you know what you can do now is, I don't know, you can write that down, talk about it later, try to figure out if that's true. Just do more DNT.
Yeah.
So I don't
It's
know.
not it's not one that I like to do a lot of though. I talked to some dude that said he launched 17 times in one day.
It's stupid.
Ridiculous.
How is his brain?
He functions, he still does stand-up comedy, but I don't know him on a personal level. I
That's
would never
cool.
push my brain that far. I don't know. I like these substances, but I also like existing as myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I keep a baseline of who I am.
Yeah. I have too many friends that have done too much. Oh, sorry. I'm just so sleepy. I've had too many friends do too much acid and completely lost themselves. What's that? Oh, is that one of those Arby's cups?
First Flake,
Yeah, it's
that's you trying to get cocaine.
yeah, but like I said, I've had too many people, or know too many people have like lost parts of themselves because they've done too much acid. Like hard to have conversations with people, these people, because they
Yeah, I
just
like for
don't.
example, about losing themselves. I did DMT once and I came back and I didn't have legs. They were gone. Lieutenant
Where'd you
Dan.
put them? Where'd they go?
Some celestial being took them.
How'd you get them back?
I didn't.
But you have legs. I've seen you.
I just float everywhere now.
You just float everywhere now. I guess that's not too bad.
No. But I would say I'd rather lose a leg than my mind, you know?
I don't know. I'd rather lose my mind because then I can run around and freak people out.
You make really good points. Make really, really fucking good points. I wish I could do that to more people. Just run through Ralph's, just blah, 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 blah.
It's Ralph's.
Grocery store.
Okay.
Did you ever see that Charles Manson clip where he's doing a testimony?
No.
He's like he's talking like to what's it called? A judge or a jury?
Yeah.
And he just starts like making up his own language.
Oh, yeah, I have seen that.
I watched it
Yeah.
like 500 times. And what I've come to a conclusion is
wanted to kill somebody, I'd take this book and beat you to death with it. I wouldn't feel a thing. It'd be just like walking to the drugstore. Do you feel blame?
this
Are
one.
you mad? Do you feel like wolves about advantage?
I hate this guy.
So what I thought for
What?
years,
I've never seen that video before. I
That
thought it
last
was something
part?
else. Yeah.
so watch it one more time.
Do you feel blame? Are you mad? Do you feel like wolves about advantage?
What?
So at first, when I saw it, I thought this is a man that has fried himself to the point where he can't formulate sentences.
Mhm.
And as I watched it more and more, I'm like, oh, that's not what's happening here. What's happening is he's mocking the defense attorneys and their use of language. And he's using syllables and sounds to mimic what they sound like to him. It's just gibberish.
Mhm.
But he's so gone that he doesn't convey that message well. And he just
Yeah,
makes
he's
himself end up looking like an
psychopath.
insane person, which he is. But he also, that video is an extraordinary way of showing how he observes language, which is that
Yeah.
he just hears it as sound and gibberish and it doesn't have meaning. It's just to him. He's so separated himself from the agreement that we've all made that this language we speak is how we communicate.
It's kind of like that South Park episode where Stan hears fart noises.
Yes, 100%.
Hey, you just hear everybody just everything just sounds like shit. Or you
Yep.
could be like Randy and take it a step farther and embrace the shit.
And that's what you're
become the
supposed to do.
and become the shit. No, but actually like become the shit and
We all are the shit.
and actually think like this shit sound good. Like some people hear shit or like shit noises. Some people hear the actual music, and then there are people that hear the shit and think that hear the shit sound, but actually think the shit sounds good. that's that's what I love about that show. Like, and
Like,
that's why Randy is the best character.
who's a popular, oh, he is the best character, hands down. I kind of wanted them to expand more into like Kyle's dad and stuff too. Like I say, just let's
Kyle's
figure out
dad's a
who every
psycho.
character is.
Yeah, well, they did with the whole troll hunting thing.
True.
Cal's dad's
Oh
a
yeah, that is a
sadistic
good
asshole.
episode. That's a great episode.
He's a total asshole. There's the one episode, Major Boobage, where him and Kenny are fighting. They're doing the cat pee. Mary Jane piss in your face fun time. And it's like that cartoon Heavy Metal. You remember that one? Major
Yeah.
Boobage.
Yes,
That-
we had heavy metal
yeah, that was a good
on
one.
VHS.
Yeah, I kept watching that one scene with the boobs.
So that's what I would do, but with Trading Places.
Yeah.
I would just watch Jamie Lee Curtis. Alright.
Oh yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis. All right. I remember her. I remember
Where
that
have we been
movie.
going?
I don't know. Is Jamie Lee Curtis's boot nude scene in Trading Places a good place to leave off?
Oh, I do have to get ready for my show. I gotta be in there at 4:30 to set up the chairs.
Yeah. Yep, we're gonna go see. Got an eventful night tonight, and then
So Andrew Schultz is tonight.
yep.
Fuck yeah, that's awesome.
I told you that I have that appointment to renew my med card. That's not until tomorrow.
Oh, I was gonna say, did you get it done?
Nope.
Mm.
Tomorrow.
He's in a state where he can smoke weed. I'm in a state where they abort your baby if you smoke weed.
No, I thought you. No, I thought if you smoke weed, it's considered an abortion. Then you go to jail twice.
They consider brain cells life in Texas.
They considered.
If you have, if you conceive a thought, that thought is life. So you
So-
can't kill a thought.
Wait, what other crazy laws are there in Texas? You can carry a gun. That's kind of funny.
I think, no- I think-
Can't kill a baby in a womb, but you can kill him afterwards after he's out. If he comes
See.
at you.
let's Google crazy Texas laws. In Houston, it is illegal to sell Limburger cheese on a Sunday.
Yeah, but that's like a local thing. There's a lot of like weird laws like that around the country, but that's funny.
In Texas, you must give oral or written notice 24 hours in advance of robbing someone.
Oh, okay.
Like, hey, tomorrow I'm gonna steal your TV. We're good now, right? I can't go to jail for this. If you sit on a sidewalk in Galveston, you'll be fined $500.
Well, that sucks.
You can't sell your eyes. I want to know more about why that had to become a law.
Yeah.
You got too many people selling their eyes. You can't milk another person's cow.
That's fair.
You can't take more than 3 sips of a beer while standing.
No,
That's a law. I have broken that law.
that's a dumb law.
That is.
That's a law nobody follows in Texas.
Oh, well, this one's hilarious. This just shows ignorance. You can't own the Encyclopedia Britannica. You're not allowed to own it
Wait, what?
because it has the formula for making beer at home inside of it.
Oh, I thought Texas was like supposed to be about freedom. The only thing that's free is like gun laws. They're pretty authoritarian down there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, low taxes and guns. It's like, yeah, but you can't do anything else. You can't even take 3 sips of beer.
And
Can't even
Austin
own a-
has its own taxes. Texas
Yeah.
doesn't tax well, but Austin has crazy taxes.
Yeah.
This one I'll probably go to jail for. You can't eat your neighbor's garbage without permission. So I just gotta ask for permission. That's it. Okay.
That's good to know. But how much garbage have you eaten?
14.
14, what, just 14 what?
14. 14 trashes.
14 trashes, okay.
You can't go barefoot without a permit. The permit is $5.
I need to get a barefoot permit. No, that's infringing on my right of being barefoot.
All of these laws are
Wait,
so
if you get a permit, because you can't go into most stores like with no shoes, no shirt, no shoes, no service. So if you get a barefoot permit, can you go into stores barefoot?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's okay. That's fair.
The $5 goes to the sanitation department.
Is that true?
That's what it says.
Oh,
This one is so specific that you can't shoot a buffalo from the second floor of a hotel.
that must have been a big problem back in like the 1800s.
For real.
What about the third floor?
Yeah, right? Exactly. What the fuck is shit?
What about the 69th floor? Ooh.
Well, they're thinking if you're poor enough to have to be on the second floor, you shouldn't be able to kill an animal. You can't feather dust a public building.
Okay.
You can legally marry someone by stating it out loud. They must
Dude.
both be 18, unmarried, and not related to each other.
Get
If you
yourself a wife,
publicly
dude.
announce that the person is your husband or wife 3 times out loud, your marriage is legal in the eyes of Texas.
Are you serious?
That's what this says,
Some magic shit.
according to common law, which means I am going to find a wife tonight.
There you go.
I'm just going to find the most beautiful girl at the comedy show, and I'm just going to be like, you're my wife. You are my wife.
Well, they
You
gotta
are
be
my
unmarried.
wife. And like Beetlejuice, a wedding gown will come over her and she'll be pregnant with my child.
That she can't abort.
Because we in Texas, baby.
Jeez.
So yeah, those are some crazy Texas laws. Google did not disappoint.
Yeah, thanks, Google.
Thanks, Google.
Thanks, Google.
Oh no.
Anyways, so you're at the Sunset Room tonight. What other shows you got coming up?
I'm doing Chris's show in a couple weeks.
Who's Chris?
He's a comedian here. Yeah. And then
Okay.
I get some people I gotta talk to. I gotta start putting myself out there.
On the, what,
my
like on
new-
the street?
I like my new jokes. That's all
Can
I'm
we
gonna say.
can we hear some?
I'm no, you gotta come see me live. Come see me live.
Well,
I'm
how
no
how
longer
can I do that? I live in
I'm no longer
Michigan.
doing hack fat shit. I actually
You're not making fun of your fat anymore?
no.
Because
And
that's
if I
probably
am, it
good
has
because
to
you're not
be-
gonna be fat anymore.
If I do, it has to be incredibly creative, incredibly creative. Otherwise, it's like I don't feel like it's of value. Oh, I saw this there's this fat motherfucker in town, fat comic that did one of my jokes.
Yeah.
He did one of my jokes, and I heard him do it, and he butchered it, and it didn't get laughs. And I said to the comedian next to me, I was like, "That's my joke." He's like, "I know." And I'm like, you know what? He can have it because he sucks, one, but it's like the joke. I heard it, and I saw it, and he's way fatter than I am. So I think out of like just sheer fact that he weighs more than me, he deserves the joke. But also, it's just not a good joke. And I got to witness it. I got to see it. And
Can you say the joke?
yeah, I'll say it because I'm not doing it anymore. And and if you see his fat ass doing it, you'll know who wrote it. I want to I like eating
Mhm.
because it's I'm butchering it now because okay, it's essentially eating is fun as someone who wants to die. It's like suicide with flavor. Instead of hanging myself, I just hang out at Burger King. And see, it's a very dark joke and it would hit sometimes, but it's not a good joke. It's extremely dark. It's extremely self-deprecating. You're relying on the audience to go with you to a very dark place. And I thought it was good. And then I saw someone fatter do it. And I realized like, oh, that's a really bad joke. So I just don't do that shit anymore.
Yeah.
I'm being
What kind of jokes do you like doing now? What's the deal with airplane food?
it's
Still
not-
talking about food. It's just,
You know,
Airplane food.
I don't know how to explain. I'm not, which is tough because I'm like completely changing my identity on stage right now.
Yeah,
And,
you're not doing the opera thing anymore, huh?
well, that's,
Brian Redband's gonna be disappointed in you.
so here's the thing about the opera stuff. I don't want to do opera stuff on stage anymore. But the dude who has me performing tonight, he says, can't wait to hear the opera joke. And I'm like, am I gonna sell out and do the opera joke tonight? I really don't want to. I want to be known for my writing, you know?
Yeah,
Not the fact that I can be loud with vibrato.
but you can be pretty loud with the vibrato. Vibrato. I can't talk. Hey, do you remember when we sang at the DSO with the Star Wars?
Yeah, I was talking about that the other night.
Yeah, it was
It was an
cool.
experience.
That was fun.
I
I didn't like those actors though that were performing
Yeah, well,
with the FX lightsabers. They're all a bunch of those were guys. They were all a bunch of nerds.
Well, the people acting were all musical theater people
God,
because
nerds.
they couldn't afford uh people to sing the musical numbers and also have people who could do choreography for the Star Wars thing. So they hired people that could do both. And you could
Well,
just
they didn't
tell.
pay us shit for that.
Well, yeah,
we were
they
high
paid,
school.
they paid Stoney.
Oh yeah, we didn't see any of that money.
Yeah, we did. Why do you think we were able to afford all that choral music? You got to buy all those songs. You got to buy the risers, the chairs we were sitting on, the folders we put the music in, the nice black leather ones, all the tuxedos we wore. You know, like all that shit costs money.
What
And,
about that?
you know, like athletes have ticket sales. You know,
Mhm.
like football players at Stony had ticket sales. So that's what they had. They brought money into the school.
Mhm.
So for us to take out, like, there was all the money was pulled into one pot at Stony.
Mhm.
So like our way of like keeping our music program open was by doing stuff like the DSO. And I don't know who our connection was to that. It was probably Ulrich knew someone.
Who's Ulrich?
He was the guy who taught the classes at the school we're talking about.
Oh yeah, that guy. Ulrich von wait, Lars Ulrich. That was our choir teacher.
Lars Ulrich.
Open
Okay.
the class with an angry drum solo every morning.
And then he would make us download his music.
And pay
Not
for
for
it.
free. We'd have to pay for it every day.
Anyways. You wanna wrap this up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got
gotta
anything,
get- gotta get
anything
ready.
come up you want to promote?
No. I got work on Sunday.
Okay.
I work on Sunday.
Where can we see you do that?
No, I don't want you to come see me do that. I'll be at my office.
Let's hear your new
you're
opener.
Not welcome.
Let's hear your new opener.
You want to hear my new opener?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, I need a new car.
Yeah, well, fuck you. There aren't
I
any.
love it. I love it.
There's a microchip shortage and you ain't getting a car.
There's
That's
not
what
a micro penis shortage.
Yeah, apparently. I had a customer the other day that I spoke with who was telling me about his God. This guy was a country song in the making. He was telling me about how his like ex cheated on him and then wrecked his truck. Like, wow, you are a country song, sir.
Did you say that to him?
Yeah, no, I wanted to.
You probably would have loved that.
Wow,
God
you're
damn
just-
it, I am.
No, he probably would have gotten offended.
Let's close on a country song then.
All right, play me some. Yeah, play it.
Are you gonna sing it?
I don't know what song this is.
It's the song about this guy you talked to.
Oh, okay. Well, my wife, she cheated on me. Took my truck and drove it into the trees. I didn't get no insurance money. And now I'm looking for a brand new truck, trying to trade in my Nissan Rogue. I don't know. I'm done. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Well,
Do
oh, I just got a message that he went
is
back
suing us.
and killed his wife. So, yeah, heard our song and it inspired him.
Oh no. We might be going to jail.
You know,
Anyways.
when they put us on the stand, just make sure to you know, when they start asking you like, when you wrote those songs, what were you feeling? When you wrote those songs, what was your motivation?
Make sure to go.
When you wrote those songs, what was your plan? And just, you just make sure you say that. Okay. Hey, it's good catching
Anyways,
up with you.
yeah, brother, you too. We were so tired. When does this go up?
Soon,
Soon?
probably
Can you-
Monday.
Monday? Okay. We'll talk to you Monday then.
All right, cool.
All
Let's
right.
do another soon.
Bye.
Bye.